With an aging population around the world, it's becoming ever more important to use the latest cloud, mobile, and Internet of Things technologies to enhance the care targeted at older adults. And Rachael with Lifted and Rajiv with Birdie, you're helping enhance the care. So Rachael, how is Lifted solving the challenge of quality in-home flexible care?
Lifted is a platform that gives families complete transparency over what's happening when they're not there via a mobile app. It gives carers better working conditions and more information so they can do their job better. And it centralises the data collectively so we can achieve efficiency at scale to deliver more care for more people in their homes. Families can contact us and using our platform, we're able to match them with the right carer for them. We then employ them and give them the data that they need to understand the needs of the person they're going to be looking after.
And Rajiv, you're using a lot of different technologies and elements to your solution to help bring better care to older adults.
The best examples that we can give is the combination of our hardware integrated into our carer app and experience. So our platform allows us to collect observations from both the hardware and from carers, and that gives us a unique oversight 24 hours a day around how an older person is doing. Great example there is urinary tract infections, which is a common issue in older adults. And we've seen in recent examples in pilots the collection of data from the hardware where we can understand someone's mood, their patterns of behavior in the house, and also much softer qualitative observations of abdominal pains or dizziness has allowed us to get an early insight into if they have a UTI.
One of the things that you both talk about is how you can have better care while still living at home. And there's a lot of stats around how much better quality of life and happier and longer life people live when they're able to stay at home. So Rachael, how are you achieving that?
So I think it's really important to understand that we face a huge capacity crisis. So the need for care in the UK is going to double in the next 15 years. Meanwhile, the number of people living alone will go up by 55%. And the number of care homes per person went down 10% last year. And that was even before the challenges we saw around the pandemic. What our platform allows us to do is take the data that people need and be able to identify poor quality. So for example, if someone checks in for an appointment round the corner, we have geolocation, it will let us know. If somebody gives us a review of less than 4 stars, it will let us know. If someone doesn't take their medication, it will let us know. And what that allows us to do is have that quality out in the community and have the peace of mind that you get in a hospital setting in people's homes. And it's usually much cheaper as well.
And it's not just about reducing costs, that's obviously very important, but for both you, Lifted and Birdie, you're both achieving an ability for people to have a higher quality of life.
When we first started the company, having a daughter of a loved one, not knowing what was happening in the house at any point in time, just by installing those sensors in the house and having carers go in, we gave them the confidence to stay at home 6 to 9 months longer than they would have if they didn't have those. And that's a huge cost saving for the overall system, but more importantly, it's about giving peace of mind to the family and a higher quality of life for the person who's in that house.
In the UK, we know that 80% of care workers report being close to burnout, that less than 2% of them are paid the living wage for the work that they do. And at Lifted, what we're really proud to do is use technology to also show them the benefits of what they're doing and to enhance and digitally train them so that we can really make them care for carers as much as we care for families.
I'd like to ask both of you, what do you see as the roadmap then for in-home care and what technologies are going to be deployed?
I think that the first part is to start with the really basic problems. So we have an issue around transparency and coordination of care. And I think the basics of what we expect from WhatsApp or Facebook messaging is what we're looking to implement within these sectors. Just the ability for carers to communicate with families or to communicate with their care managers and really to surface up those real issues that are happening within the house and deal with them proactively. I think if you look a bit further afield, you have lots of opportunity around machine learning. Specifically at Birdie, we really focus on capturing structured information and doing that in a very time-sensitive way, but collecting real quality around that care recipient's needs and outcomes. We get that higher quality of information and data, then we can do something interesting with. And that's where we put the hardware monitoring on top. It's just an additional data set that we can look for those preventative long-term outcomes for those care recipients.
Care companies are in a unique position because they are in the data gap between appointments to doctors when no one knows what's happening. And if someone has dementia, they often can't tell you what's happening. So a carer is in that unique position of being the eyes and ears of the medical system in someone's home. And they can also collect data that's not just medical, but also personal. So actually it's equally important to someone to play the right nursery rhyme if somebody's scared, has dementia, as it is to make sure they take their medication in some situations. So making sure that we collect that rounded data set, I think, is really important.